Okay, this is a good morning on day 25. So you can probably tell it's overcast. Just left the shelter at around 8:30. Forecast today is rain. So the timing of that we don't know. It's spritzing a little bit right now. Good news is it's 62 degrees. So being rained on in 62 degrees is being better than rained on at 40 degrees with winds. So today's goal is the next shelter, Pickle Branch Shelter, which is 10 miles even. There is a creek fording where the bridge is out. So I'm hoping that we don't get a whole lot of rain before I get to the creek fording. But we'll just see what happens. If that happens, I'm not sure if there's a high water route that I'll have to hike additional miles to hike to a road bridge to get across the creek or not. So anyway, just more Hurricane Helene damage to deal with. Slept reasonably good last night. Somebody around the shelter last night had a cell phone that decided it wanted to go off about every 10 minutes from about 10:40 to almost 12 o'clock. I don't know if they couldn't hear it or what. It was a bit maddening. I just dug in my pack and got out some earplugs and put them in, and then was able to go back to sleep. But it was, anyway, don't mean to complain. It's a reality. There were a bunch of us packed in to campsites around that shelter. Nobody slept in the shelter. But we were all packed in kind of like sardines, and so everybody hurt everybody else. So anyway, it's just one of the realities of the trail. So hoping I have a little bit more strength in my legs today. Yesterday my legs just felt like lead. Today, again, going by the profile, doesn't look like it's going to be terribly hard. It looks like there's a 1,500 foot climb, but it's done over several miles. But again, the profile can be totally misleading. So we'll just take it as it comes. I'm going to hike into into familiar territory today. There's an Audie Murphy monument right along the trail. Probably about 4 miles in today, and Linda dropped Andrew and I off, my son off there 3 years ago when we did a 2-week section hike, so I kind of know what to expect. And then tomorrow's hike I know is pretty rugged. I've hiked that section, so tomorrow's 9 miles is going to be pretty rugged. So anyway, day 25, taking you with me. So I'm here putting my shoes back on. We had a stream crossing. It started raining. I had to stop and put on rain gear. Then we had a stream crossing. Then it quit raining. So I crossed in my camp shoes, which are over here. And if you can see, they're kind of dirty and muddy. Now I got to decide. I think I'm going to get out a plastic bag, put my camp shoes in it, but allowed me to keep dry feet, which is probably worth the extra 15 or 20 minutes to change out of my shoes and then and socks, and then change back into them, because it is miserable hiking in really soggy wet shoes. So it's kind of what the day is. I'll mosey on over here in a little bit and I'll show you the stream crossing. It wasn't terribly deep. It probably was mid-calf, but definitely something you can rock up. Okay, so here's the stream crossing. Not terribly deep, but notice over here, I don't know if you can see it. The rock cairn is kind of to mark it. But anyway, it's not terribly deep, but you definitely need something on your feet. I don't have tough enough feet to do that barefoot. So we got through. There was a warning sign on the other side that said that this stream can rise rather quickly and can be dangerous after rains, and so everybody's debating what's going to happen. It's supposed to rain all day, so I'm actually glad to get this creek crossing done. There was a bridge over the creek, but it got washed out during Hurricane Helene. Thank you, Helene. So I guess that give me about a 15-20 minute break here, changing shoes, and we're going to be back on the trail again, and it's not raining, so I think I'm going to take my raincoat off because it is a sauna. So I've been doing this. It's 25th day. There are lots of firsts. That's the first time I've used my camp shoes to cross a creek. Didn't know how they would do, didn't know if they get washed off my feet, but they did okay. So the more firsts you get under your belt, the more confident you can feel in your approach to things. Now we're getting ready. I'm over the descent, and we're, the descent, and we're getting ready to do the climb up to the Audie Murphy Monument. So take you with me. Oh, one more thing. I've been talking to people along the trail, like hostel owners and shopkeepers and stuff like that, and they all say that Appalachian Trail traffic, hikers, is way down this year. Way down. And while that's an advantage for me, the hiker, it's an advantage for me, the hiker, it's not an advantage for the infrastructure. But right now, it means it's not hard to get into a hostel, and usually when you get to resupplies, they're fully stocked and things like that. So maybe there's a good reason for hiking in 2025. I'd planned to hike in 2024, and some things came up that didn't allow it, so we're doing it in 2025. Okay, baby, we made it to the top of the mountain. And what's the payoff? A mini cherry pie. Got to give yourself some rewards. It was not a bad climb. It was switched back pretty well, but I was sweating. My shirt was just wet. I almost had water running out of the sleeves. So now the rest of the day is a lot more even. I've hiked it before. We're going to hike up here to the Audie Murphy Monument, and I'll probably do a little video on that. And then I've got sort of a gentle rolling downhill to a road crossing, and then about a mile gently uphill to a shelter. So I'm halfway in, and it's, well, I don't know what time it is because my watch is in a different mode, but my guess is, let me see, 3 hours and 24 minutes. It's about noon. It's about exactly noon. So we made it there. I'm gonna take this cherry pie and eat it. Don't know that it's good for me, but you gotta celebrate small victories. Okay, we made it to the Audie Murphy Monument, and a bunch of people may want to know who Audie Murphy is. Unless you're older than me, you probably don't know. So let me read you the sign of the inscription here. Born in Kingston, Texas, died near this site in an airplane crash, America's most decorated veteran of World War II. He served in the European Theater, 15th Infantry Regiment, 3rd Infantry Division, and earned 24 decorations, including the Medal of Honor, Legion of Merit, Distinguished Service Cross, and 3 Purple Hearts. He was survived by his wife Pamela and 2 sons, Terry, Michael, and James Shannon. So anyway, that's a little bit about Audie Murphy. Actually, when he came home from the war, he actually became a film star and also starred in a lot of like war films and that kind of thing. But the reason the monument is here is that he was a pilot and he crashed his plane near this site on May 28, 1971. So that's the Audie Murphy Monument. And, you know, things like this, milestones, are kind of helpful motivators to get you up and over the mountain. So I'm up here. I took a break, and I've got the first cell phone coverage got the first cell phone coverage I've had in 3 days. I had a nice long conversation with Mrs. Grayson. It was so good to hear her voice. Sometimes when you're not hiking in a group, it can be a little lonely, and so it was just so good to connect. I love you, sweetheart. I know you'll see this. Looking forward to seeing you in 3 or 4 days. So God is good. I'm halfway done with the day. Irony of ironies, it hasn't rained all morning. It's starting to spritz again, but we'll see what happens. I know I've hiked this section before, trail, and it's very gentle and good. So I know I'm in for a good 5 miles to a shelter, and I'm meeting a friend who's bringing me a resupply and maybe hiking with me. I'm not quite sure what their plans are for the hiking, but bringing me a resupply, and I'll be welcome to see somebody I know. I don't know if they're camping overnight or if they're just dropping a resupply and then taking off, but anyway, it's going to be awesome to see some people I know, and so I'll just keep taking you along. I haven't taken too many photos today. That was a long climb, but it was a good climb. It was switched back pretty well, and I just kept after it. I almost kept up with a bunch of 20-somethings, well, maybe late 20s, who are out doing a hike, and I left camp about the same time I did. I crossed the stream with them, and which is pretty good for a 65-year-old fart hiking. So they're going to do twice as many miles as I do today, so they're off and down the trail. But I'm gonna motor it in to a shelter tonight, set up. It's supposed to have rain tonight and into tomorrow morning. I'm just hoping that they're right, and that's the way it works out. I may stay in the sack a little longer tomorrow morning to try to wait out the rain. But today it was very high chance of percentage of rain, and we had a little sprinkle this morning, and it's misting a little bit up here at the top of the mountain. Anyway, I'll take you along with me. Okay, I told you in a previous video that I'd find out more information about the Kiefer oak, why it's such a big deal. So I looked it up somewhere where I had cell coverage. I forget where it was, maybe top of a mountain. And the Kiefer oak was thought to be the largest tree on the Appalachian Trail. They measured and all that. Come to find out, it's actually, for a long time they believed it was the largest tree. Come to find out, it's a white oak tree. Comes to find out there is an oak somewhere in the northern section of the trail. I don't know if it's Pennsylvania, New York, that is just slightly larger, but it's a huge tree, and they said look it up, Kiefer oak, and see it. They told how many inches in diameter it was, and it's really huge. So anyway, that's an update on the Kiefer oak and why that's special. It's also just a touch point, you know. You need little points of reward. So I had top of the mountain, the Audie Murphy Monument, and a cherry pie. Tonight I'll be at a shelter. I'll set up camp again there, and I get a resupply, and I get to see a friend, and so all those little things help keep you going. It's it's kind of like your job is hiking. So I haven't been hiking 8 hours a day, but if you figure an hour and a half to set up camp and an hour and a half to tear it down, and you hike 5-6 hours, it's a full-time job. So that's kind of what's on my mind this morning. Surprisingly, I was a little blue going out of camp this morning, and I don't quite know why, but I'm feeling really encouraged today. Maybe it's conversations with people. I was talking with Mrs. Grayson, and wow, look, the sun just came out. That is a welcome sight. I don't know that it will stay out. I'm sure it won't, because I see bands of cloud back behind that, but it has been great to hike and 62-degree overcast weather. What a perfect temperature. Even cooler would be okay for a climb, so you don't get too overheated. So this is absolutely a beautiful part of Virginia. Rugged but beautiful. So I'll keep taking you with me. So this is wrap up of day 25. I was going to try to give you a different background today, but I'm at a shelter and there's some other folks here, so I'm out here in my hammock. Total mileage today, even though it's 10 trail miles, was 11 miles. Climb went good. I felt pretty good today. It's just weird. Some days you do and some days you don't. I don't know if it depends on how you sleep or what you eat, but anyway, that's had a good day. It was calling for rain, and it never materialized. Now sitting here in the evening, we're getting some little just spritzy showers coming through every now and then, but that's okay. It's supposed to do that this evening and into the night, clear in the morning, and tomorrow Sam and Abe have joined me for 3 or 4 days to do the Virginia Triple Crown. So as I'm doing some figuring, I think we're going to take shorter days, so maybe do 4 8s instead of 2 10s and a 15. So that probably will be good for me too. So it'll be good to have somebody to hike with. Been a little lonely, so it'll be good to have them with me. So tomorrow is Dragon's Tooth, the first of the Virginia Triple Crown. I've hiked this in really bad weather conditions before, and it was no fun, and I have memories of how hard it was. I'm hoping to make some new memories, that the climb up isn't quite as hard as I thought it was, and that I think the climb down will be as hard as I remembered it. But so we'll do that. It's like 8.3 miles, and we'll stop. We'll then go to a hostel tomorrow night, and then we have some options to divide this up into like 8-mile segments. And since both Sam and Abe are kind of new to this, I think it would be better not to drag him too far. Sam says his pack weighs 50 pounds. Boy, he's a better man than me to carry a 50-pound pack. I don't think I could do that. I think mine now with a full load of food is probably 35, which seems stinking heavy. And then you add, it might be 35 with 2 liters of water. It might be close to 40 with 2 liters of water, but it's getting heavy. Anyway, it's just weird how days run, and the days, some days you think you're going to have a great day, and it's like yesterday. It was just I was kind of blue yesterday, and it was a beautiful day, great hiking day, and just didn't seem to have any energy. Today I was worried coming off of that maybe I'd pushed myself too hard yesterday, but I felt great today. The climb was long, and it took something out of me, but at the end of the day here, I felt like I had maybe a couple more miles in me, depending on what those miles were. But I just had to stop for water. There's no water between here and like 8 miles from here. So got to start out with water in the morning and stay well hydrated. So anyway, it's been a good day 25.